What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about 2021. I want you guys to especially be able to pay close attention to everything that's going on. Now, I'm not talking about any type of conspiracy or anything like that. I'm just talking about far as just being able to watch how things are going on. And what that will do is that will help you to figure out what moves you should make for yourself. So we're going to go over what I think are some of the hot stocks, or I should say hot sectors, to pay close attention to in 2021. But real quick, if you're new to this channel, feel free to like and subscribe. Stick around on this channel. We love to talk about money. We love to talk about finances. Love to talk about how you can succeed from no matter from wherever you are, whether you have money or if you don't have a lot of money. Also, guys, within the description below, feel free to check out the resources I have available for you. If you guys are looking to learn how to trade, or if you're looking for the right platform, or you're just trying to figure out how to take care of your money, check out the resources that I have below in the description. All right, guys, so I have a long list and I'm gonna try to get through this as quickly as possible, because in the coming year, everyone kind of has an expectancy about what they think is going to happen, but we really don't know. As I've stated in several videos, one of the places where people are failing is that they're so busy trying to look at things from what they're used to, not realizing that we're going through a change. We're not just, going through a recession or a pandemic, but there's a shift that's happening within it. So when you have that, you're going to see money shift from one place to another. So that means some places that people think are bubbles, they're not bubbles at all. It's just money leaving from one place to the next. And I'm probably going to say that several times because a lot of people are missing out on good potential investments for the long term, just not seeing things the way that it really is. Or is it the way that things really are? I don't know. But let's get right into the first sector, and this one is a haymaker, and I'm going to get right into it. Crypto. Now, crypto is not necessarily a stock, but people have really been kind of, I guess you could say, investing in it, or trying to trade it. Really, now crypto wasn't built as anything like for you to invest in or you to trade. It's a currency. It was meant for digital currency purposes, to buy things and things like that. But as you see, it's become something that people have started to trade. So that's why you see the price is doing what it does. Now, crypto has a lot of negativity around it. It has a lot of hyper positivity around it. But what I will tell you though is to pay attention to the crypto sector and, maybe just do some research on what's happening, with the digital world that you're not hearing about, because our governments are definitely looking more into digital currencies. If you've heard little, pieces of that, like you see what JP Morgan is doing and different things like that. So crypto is something to pay close attention to. Now, I've only made one other crypto video, and my advice from that is still the same, that if you're looking to put money into crypto, just don't put money that you're going to need right away, but look at it as something that you can maybe put money that you're not afraid to lose in it. And that's really how you would want to look at that. Because of the unregulations or non-regulated market of crypto and things like that, you can have a lot of people that can inflate it and then take money out and etc. You'll see the price go up and down. But just in general, digital currency is becoming more of a thing, and it's getting a lot of attention. So I don't think next year will be the year where we see all the things come to fruition for it, but it's something to definitely pay close attention to. If you're wondering, have I been putting money into crypto, just like one of the videos I made a couple years or 3 years ago, the answer is yes, I have. But I've only been just putting money in like on a consistent basis, not really paying attention to it much, but because I don't know what's going to happen with the whole cryptocurrency thing. But if it becomes a real thing, then I definitely want to be prepared. Of course, that is such a risky area, so be sure to do your own research, like for real. All right, now that we got that out of the way, let's move on to these stock sectors. So the first one I'm going to say is EV stocks, or let's just say the green energy, energy efficient sector, which includes things like electric vehicles, fuel cell, it includes cannabis, it includes wind energy, solar energy, it includes all of those different facets of where you can now save money, or it can save energy by switching to these products, etc. This market is definitely going to gain more steam, especially with the new president we have coming in office. But just in general, it's becoming something that people prefer more and more. Where I currently live, a lot of people don't even realize that we have a solar boom happening literally right in the middle of our city. There's been so many different companies within solar that have moved in our city, have taken root, and they have jobs, and They're putting solar panels all up and down the highways throughout our entire state. Just like EV vehicles. I remember when Tesla first built they only have one dealership here. It's not too far from my house, about 2 or 3 miles from my house. And at first, it wasn't really selling a lot, but now everybody is buying Teslas. Well, not everybody, but you know what I mean. It's just picking up steam. This sector we will continue to see in 2021 start to thrive. All right, so the next sector is cloud-based or SaaS, system as a service. Those companies I would look to see, do more and probably kind of come more to the forefront as we're moving into this more of a big online space and where you have a lot of security issues and things like that. So companies like we've seen like Snowflake and AvePoint, just naming a few of them, but those type of services I do see doing better and doing even more in 2021. Like I said, just because of the whole online thing, in the digital space is becoming something that we actually need now. So anything around that, including IT stuff, all those different things I see to really make more ground and to go even higher in 2021. All right, and so the next sector is healthcare. Now it's self-explanatory. We all need healthcare. Healthcare is very important. Healthcare is a sector that's going to be good regardless, especially in the US because it's a cash cow. It's constantly making money. And it's one of the things that politicians and people are fighting over all the time, especially because there's so much money involved. Now, we're the only country that have our healthcare in the US. We're the only country that have our healthcare the way that it is, where it's just, mostly about money. And I haven't been invested really in too many places within the healthcare market, but United Health is one that I have been invested in for several years, and it's always done pretty good. I mean, it's done really good if I can be honest. So as we're dealing with the pandemic and just the generalization of just living in healthcare, healthcare stocks, healthcare businesses and things like that, they're definitely going to be sought after even more. And we're going to see that, especially as these vaccines are starting to come out. It doesn't mean that all of the companies involved will do well, but some of them have. So let's say, for example, Pfizer hasn't done that well with all the news that's came out. Moderna, they've been up significantly in the last 3 months. So healthcare is one to pay attention to. And like I said, that's self-explanatory. So let's move right on to the next one. Social media. Social media is something that, as we see right now, they have the FTC has these different antitrust lawsuits and all this other stuff. I'm gonna have to do a separate video for that because really it has nothing really to do with the social media as we think it is. It just has more so to do with our government want to control. But social media, especially in this pandemic, has helped people so much. It's helped businesses so much during this time. And because now we're kind of moving into this space where people have found out that, maybe I don't have to always be somewhere. And I can do this and I can do that. Just like you see one of the companies that's out right now, a company called Clubhouse, where people are getting on and it's just audio, but it's like people in chat rooms, but it's just pure audio. So now being able to be in spaces like that and spaces like we're seeing with everything else where you get all the information you want and things like that and sell online, build your business and put information out, learn a lot of stuff. Social media is going to continue to do better. I mean, Snapchat is a $50 stock. Yes, Snapchat. Y'all remember Snapchat stock? It was tumbling, right? But it's $50 a share right now. And every single social media stock that's available or company that's on them, they're all up right now. And it's a reason why they're up. As I said before, it's because of the way things are shifting. Now with that, let's move on to the next one, which is connected to social media in a sense, and that's digital communication. Kind of the same thing as social media, but because of the way things have happened, companies starting to say, you know what? There's no need for us to, bring people back in the office, even after the pandemic. We're saving money and the work is being still done and our businesses went up. So you'll see a lot of companies start to continue to keep more work from home, employees and things like that. And we're going to see that space continue to grow, especially, like I said, companies are finding that they can still get the work that they need done, as well as they can save money on building space and all these different things and the utilities that come with all of that. And whatever else that goes on with their business when they have a bunch of people in the office, they don't have to worry about it, including even office drama. That's down because there's nobody really in certain places in these offices. So it's like there's nobody to nitpick and all this other stuff. Now, a lot of times I say digital communication, a lot of times people look at things like, and they say Zoom, that's the only thing to think about. But Zoom isn't the only one. I mean, people are using things like Google right now. They're also using things like Microsoft, where Microsoft, like I said in one of my other videos, that their Microsoft Teams is actually what our entire county is using for their school systems to communicate with their their students. So digital communication, I look to see more improvements happening with that in 2021. All right, clean eating. Now, before this, I said clean energy. Y'all didn't see that take, but yeah, so that's why I'm smiling and kind of laughing. So clean eating. Now, with the pandemic, what's happening is people have started to be a little bit more health conscious. They want to now, they understand now that, eating the right things and being healthy is very important. And now we don't have a lot of clean energy stocks available in the market, but we do have two, far as I know. And so that's just going to open up to where you're going to start to see more and more companies look to get in that space. All because people are realizing that being healthy is highly important. So then that brings us to the next one, which is online sales. I probably should put this around social media and digital communication, but online sales, online stores, anything has to do with shopping online. One of the videos I just did was about Wish going public, where people buy from Wish. Everybody knows Wish, but just shopping online has, I would say it's been an all-time high during this pandemic, because people are finding out that they can now still get what they want and don't have to go anyplace. I mean, literally, you can go to the grocery store like online and you can order your stuff and someone will bring it to you, or you can just go and someone will bring it out to your car without you ever having to go in and fight any line. And now you're starting to see all types of platforms, including, like, say if you have an Instagram account, have they started to make it so that you can shop products more easily. Like Facebook, they have their marketplace, and all these different places, they're starting to just evolve more, because online shopping is going to continue to go through the roof. Now let's look at the elephant that's in the room, and that is recovery stocks. Recovery stocks, these things like transportations and restaurants and dining and entertainment and things like that went through the floor because of the pandemic. Now, not all of these stocks that went down are ever going to come back, because some of them, they're just null and void in general, but there are certain areas that we're going to see that will do very well. Let's say, for example, with transportation, the airlines, eventually the airlines are going to come back up, because we gotta fly. Ain't nobody trying to drive across the country. Ain't nobody trying to take no trains across the country and things like that. So at some point, we're going to see those things start to do better, like flying, and even cruise lines will start to probably, like Carnival Cruise Lines, we'll probably start to see those things do a whole lot better as this pandemic starts to subside. Now, will it subside in 2021? Don't really know about that. Yes, I know we have a vaccine, but there's so many different caveats and questions around that. And listen, we can be taking these vaccines, and these vaccines can have so many different reactions. There's so much we don't even know about the vaccine. Can people still catch the virus even if they have the vaccine? Can people still spread the virus if they have the vaccine? Listen, so the media loves to hype these things up, and they love to put the emphasis on it. Like, for example, I was looking at an article the other day where they were saying, like, hey, wearing your mask is not the safest thing you can do, but getting the vaccine is. Well, 6 months ago, wearing your mask was the safest thing you could do, and now they're changing it, and it's all this stuff and propaganda around it. So we don't really know. Or look at, restaurants, right, that took a hit. Some of them are going to do very well. Some of the restaurants probably never recover because they may never had like a good plan and things like that. Like if Chick-fil-A was in the stock market, their stock would be through the roof. They adjusted well. They embraced this pandemic very well, and they've done very well, and they haven't really lost any business because of it. So with restaurants, you're going to see some of those do well, but then some are going to die out. But it's definitely an area to pay attention to. And in particular with recovery stocks, it's not necessarily like maybe people who are looking to invest long term, but maybe those that are looking to be able to make some money, get in and get out. Like you invest in something, and then 2-3 years from now, you're able to take that money out because you invested when it was extremely busted, when it was down. But some of these companies underneath that umbrella of a recovery stock were already struggling, and you're more than likely probably see them just kind of fizzle out throughout the rest of 2021. And those that can hold on will still do very well. Like I'm very interested to see what happens with the movie theaters, because now you're starting to have different companies say, we're going to put our movies out through this service. Look at what Disney's doing. They're releasing theirs through their streaming service. And, people, they might like going to the movies, but people kind of like being able to watch a movie from the comfort of their home. So those are my areas that I think we should pay close attention to in 2021. to see what's happening, as well as if you have some money in these areas, you might want to start to invest a little bit more, especially if you think and you're feeling like the shift is going towards that particular area. You'll be able to actually see your portfolios do very, very well. Like, my portfolios have never been in the negative during this whole pandemic. And I'm only saying that to say this just because of investing in the right stuff. Not chasing rabbits, not chasing some theories or conspiracies, but investing based off of the way that we live, and investing based off of what's actually happening in our world. Because you can have people to tell you something over here and you're seeing something totally different. And so what do? Do you go with what people are saying, or do you go with what you're seeing or what you're experiencing and what you have to do in your, everyday to day? Because these analysts can come on TV and say all types of stuff to get you riled up and rallied around something that's not real. And then you're looking at like, but this is how things are, and this is where things are seeming to lead towards. And then you kind of can tell, that that's where you should lean toward. All right, guys. So tell me what you guys think about 2021. Do you got any stock picks, anything you're looking at, anything on your watch list? Let me know in the comments. Anywho, I will see you guys in the next video. As always, be blessed, and thanks for tuning in. Peace.